This country, under this APC regime, came to become the poverty capital of the world. It became the place where the minimum wage became the miserable wage for workers.
But if you think about Nigeria itself, it's an open prison.
This country doesn't make sense to me anymore. I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. You can't make sense of electricity situations. You can't make sense of the educational institutions of this country, law enforcement, rule of law, the judiciary, election. You can't make sense of the condition of infrastructure, environment. You can't make sense of our hospitals. You can't make sense of the level of hunger, starvation, the mismanagement, the incompetence that has crippled the Nigerian economy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, Bleak, we are good, right? Can we go? Okay, comrade, good afternoon. It's nice to have you on this interview. We've been following your activities and some of the activities of human rights activists across the country, especially as it has to do with the End Bad Governance protest. Bring us up to speed. What is in the offering right now as it takes about that move?
Well, the struggle to end bad governance is a perpetual one. As long as there is bad governance, the struggle against bad governance will continue and it will take different forms and dimensions. So right now, we have just ended, as you're aware, the Fearless in October protest, which was for October 1. And we are also working tirelessly to get some of the victims of the regime who are languishing in prison, those who have been granted bail with stringent conditions to get out of their predicaments. And we will thereafter announce to the Nigerian people what is next. We fight on a daily basis to make this country a better country and to ensure that the people are not strangulated. But that is where we are, to the best of my ability to disclose that to you.
Of course, all of these people that you are trying to release and get secure bails and release for, is any one of them part of those who protested here in Lagos State? Did they arrest or persecute anybody in Lagos State? Because my last interview with the former Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, who is now the AIG, he said that no one was arrested in Lagos State as a result of any protest whatsoever in the last two counts of the End Bad Governance protest.
It's actually not true. On October 2nd, some 9 persons were arrested by the Lagos State Police. I had to personally visit the Commissioner of Police to get them released. They were already taking them to court to be tried for conduct likely to cause public peace, which is weird considering the fact that they marched with us in October when as a police. But they claim that protest organizers had a deal with them not to protest the next day, which is not true. But those ones have been released, but they were, of course, arrested on October 2nd.
Okay, let's talk about the country. What do you make of this country as it is today, especially with hardship, with insecurity, with some of those things that Nigerians are supposed to be enjoying today, and we don't find them easily? So what do you make of it?
I can't make anything of this country anymore. This country doesn't make sense to me anymore. And I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, both people who are Nigerian citizens and those who are even our sympathizers. They can't make sense of the level of hunger, starvation, the mismanagement, the incompetence that has crippled the Nigerian economy. You can't make sense of it. You can't make sense of electricity situation, darkness. You can't make sense of the educational institutions of this country, law enforcement, rule of law, the judiciary, election. And, you saw what just happened, the disgraceful conduct of the police and political actors in Rivers State this last weekend. There's nothing we can make sense of. You can't make sense of the condition of our infrastructure, particularly our roads. You can't make sense of our environment. You can't make sense of our hospitals. I don't know if there's anything else that anybody can make sense of in Nigeria, but that's why we're here struggling very hard to change the narrative and to change the objective conditions of our people.
Yes, quickly, we just have two more questions for you before we go. Talking about Rivers State, we know that you possibly might not be on ground during the local government elections in Rivers State. Can you react to some of those things you saw maybe on the social media, on the conventional media on Saturday? Can we get your reaction to it? Do you think democracy is thriving in this country, or you think we are going back?
We were going back, and do not be fooled by all the drama that went about it. Even if you look at it on the surface, how did Rivers State get to where it is? Is it because corrupt people were allowed to lead that state and also to run riots? The last governor of the place, Wike, one of the most corrupt individuals in this country, got the social promotion or political promotion to become the minister of FCT, one of the strongest or the most powerful ministries in this country. And he turns on his former accountant general, commissioner of finance, so they were stealing money together, who is now government. And that one, of course, uses the resources of the state to also mobilize his own support. And then the police is involved, the army takes the position, the judiciary disgraces itself. He himself produces elections of candidates of a party that you and I have never heard of before. I'm not saying that the party must be popular to win elections, but we all know that what is going on there is not democracy. It's just, some confusion presented as progress.
At that, when you said Wike is one of the most corrupt politicians in Nigeria, let's leave it at that, because we don't have any evidence to that effect, because we never can put our fingers on any document where the AFCC arrested him and declared him as being corrupt. But not until then, not until then, let's see him as a Nigerian that is maybe not corrupt as it is. But let's take it to Akwa Ibom. Let's take it. Comrade, let's take it to Akwa Ibom State. The governor of Akwa Ibom State has just appointed his daughter as the first lady of the state. Is this the way to go for you?
Well, how did we start our conversation? Is about making sense of things. You can't make sense of that either. But that's Nigeria, it's just insane. In the first place, the position of a first lady is an illegal position. And then it becomes weird and bizarre when your daughter becomes your first lady because you think it's a political position through which you can mismanage public funds. It's sad. It's crazy.
Very much, comrade, for having this time with you. We hope to see you in the studio, maybe anytime soon, where we'll have much time to talk to you and let Nigerians know your position in the scheme of things as it relates to the development of this country. Thank you very much, comrade. Many other times we want to see you, possibly in the studio.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Nigeria, they use computer. The leaders of Nigeria, they use radio where they turn the knob.